Hello and welcome to Badminton Weekly with me, Jasmine Lim. The season closer is almost upon us, but first, there's the matter of the final Super 300 event, the Syed Modi India International. And what a week it was that led to a couple of nail-biting showdowns on final Sunday. We are of course going to dissect it all as well as hear from some of the players throughout the whole week, and I can't ask for a better person to accompany us through it all than India's doubles player and Syed Modi's finalist herself, Ashwini Ponnappa. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ashwini.
Thank you for having me on board, Jasmine.
Since you're here, we've got to talk about your final showdown first. Now, talk us through a little bit about the atmosphere when you were walking towards the court and what you were feeling going into your first Super 300 final of the year.
Well, the atmosphere was very electric. There were loads of home supporters for us. There's a lot of noise at the stadium. Honestly, when we walked in, there was so much noise, we couldn't really hear much. Throughout the game, we couldn't. But there was a lot of fun, very excited to get on court and to play this finals. It's the first final for Tanisha and me at a Super 300 level. We just started about in Jan early this year. So not having too many tournaments on our side and coming to the end of 1 year of having played together. It's quite nice that we've got to reach the finals of the Super 300. There are loads of positives for Tanisha and me to take going forward, and we'll definitely look at working on our game and getting better.
Now, obviously, it wasn't the result that you and Tanisha wanted in the end at the finals, but was there anything in particular that the Japanese duo, Rin Iwanaga and Kai Nakanashi, did that made it hard for you guys to play your game?
I would say the Japanese pair moved really well, and they took charge of the net way better than Tanisha and I did. They were very fast moving into the net, and they held their nerves way better than we did. Of course, they are a pair who's very good, and they come from a nation which has loads of women's doubles pairs. So it's very tricky playing against any Japanese opponent, and today was no different.
The women's singles discipline also saw a Japanese champion after Nozomi Okuhara beat Lena Kirchfeldt in what was the day's only straight games victory. Okuhara started out quite slow, but what do you think she did to shift the momentum her way?
I would say one of the things that Okuhara did well was keep her calm and composure on court throughout the match, irrespective of the fact that she was trailing at times during the match. But she was very calm, composed, and I would say at crucial moments when they were neck to neck, she did get quite a few good shots go in her favor. So quite unexpected. But having said that, it was really nice to see Okuhara play. She had a tricky first round at the Syed Modi, and from there to get to the finals and playing against Lena, who's also been playing really well in recent times. It was a tough final for her, but I would say in today's match, Okuhara was very light on her feet. She made sure that she made Lena move around the court. But I would say one thing that stood out to me in today's match was how she dominated the net. When she got the opportunity, she did rush to the net and made sure that Lena couldn't get that dribble really well. And I would say that was a bit of a advantage for her.
Yeah, I'm very happy because this arena I had came 12 years ago in Asian Junior Championships. So long time no see coming here. I'm very happy coming again. Lena this year so good result. So I think be careful, speedy shot. But I focus defense. Be careful, yeah.
Unlike Okuhara, Kenta Nishimoto fell just short once again in his second straight final. This time round to Chinese Taipei's Chen Yizhen. Nishimoto had most of the arena rallying behind him, but 2 finals in a row could have taken a toll on him at the end there, don't you think?
I would say for Kenta Nishimoto, he's had quite a bit of a year so far. It did look like it took a toll on him, but having said that, his body language on court was very entertaining for me when I watched him play. He did make sure that at crucial moments he got the crowd behind him. I would say he still gave his heart out, and Chiyogen on the other hand made sure that he didn't get distracted by the crowd supporting Nishimoto. He was on top of his game and made sure he got really good attacks. So he definitely got back a lot of Nishimoto's offensive attacking play. But at the same time, when he got a chance to attack, he finished those shots and hit really hard.
Now, before the tournament, the buzz surrounding the men's doubles discipline were all about Marcus Gideon and his new partner, Mohammad Rehan. But Malaysia's new pairing of Chong Hon Tien and Mohammad Haikal stole the headlines, didn't they? Even before they walked away with their maiden title as a pair. Now, what impressed you the most about this Malaysian duo?
To me, what stood out in Chung and Haikal's performance at this Syed Modi Open is how they've had overcome tough opponents, starting with their round of 16 opponent against Lamsfis and Seidel, which was a tough match for them, and they won against them in 3 sets, followed by a straight set win against Lane and Wendy, and of course the finals win against Koga and Saito. What impressed me the most is that these pairs are pairs who are also performing well. And Chung and Haikal, on the other hand, have just started recently. They're a fairly new pair who have been playing together for not more than 4 months, I would say. So it's very impressive to see that a partnership that's newly formed have come such a long way to win their first Super 300 title together. Chung, on the other hand, is also a mixed doubles player. It's very interesting for me to see how he's playing men's doubles with Haikal. I think they combine really well, with Chung taking care of the back of the court and Haikal being extremely fast rushing into the net, which we saw at the finals today. And I would say that made a huge difference in their match against Saito and Koga.
Talking about first, Indonesia's Dejan Ferdinand Shah and Gloria Emmanuel Wijaja won their first title of the season. The Indonesians survived 3 championship points against Japan's Yuki Kaneko and Misaki Matsumoto before taking their own at the 3rd try as well. Now, this has to be a satisfying week for the Indonesians, isn't it?
Gloria and Dejan had a very close semi-final win against Lamsfis and Lohau, where they won 20-20 in that 3rd game. And having had that close win against them in the semi-final match and going into this finals, which was a thriller, I'm sure the semi-finals match would have given them a lot of confidence, knowing that even though it's really close, they still have it in them to win. And probably gave them the confidence when it was crucial at that 3rd set to go and get the win. So all in all, I think it's definitely been a satisfying week for Gloria and Dejan. They came here with a purpose to conquer, and they've had tough matches along the way. I'm sure they must be very satisfied with the way their tournament's gone for them.
This medal very blessing for me and Dejan for this tournament and the last 2 events in the end of 2023. You know, like luck now is a good word, right? It's a luck now. Yeah, I think. Luck now for us, and it's a bless for us. And thank you. And we have next week for other match in Guwahati. Yeah, I hope same result like this.
So one final event to wrap up 2023, and that's of course the HSBC World Tour Finals, happening from the 13th to the 17th of December. The year's season closer will remain the richest badminton tournament in the world, with the Badminton World Federation committing $11.5 million in prize money over the next 4 years. This year's finals alone will feature an impressive prize pool of $2.5 million. A move BWF Secretary General Thomas Lunn hopes will boost the entire badminton community. In a statement, Lunn said, "This represents an overall greater commitment to our players and contributes to an enhanced world-class sports product that we seek." Before the action kicks off in Hangzhou, there will be the BWF Player of the Year Awards held on the 11th of December during the annual gala dinner. And if you follow BWF social platforms closely, you know that the nominees for the prestigious award ceremony have been announced. Before the official winners are crowned, let's hear your take on some of the categories. Now, the Male Player of the Year category has always been a very competitive one, and this year it is no different. But who do you think should take home the award this year?
Me, I would say all three of them are good, but of course, the one who stood out the most to me is Sosamjay, because it is not easy playing two events, especially playing men's doubles and mixed doubles at that highest level, with the intensity at which each match goes and the duration of each match, playing back-to-back matches, is not easy. And having won 2 World Championship gold medals at the same event with tough matches, 3-setters in that same day, hats off to Sosamjay for being incredibly fit and being there all in 100% for both his matches, because it's not easy. So for me, definitely the one who stood out is Sosamjay, because it was a phenomenal feat in my opinion, and it's been 24 years since someone's won both in the men's doubles and mixed doubles category, and it's a very incredible feat.
Moving on to the Female Player of the Year category, the favorite by the majority online is Korea's and current world number 1, An Se-young. Any objections to that, Ashwini?
Not at all. For me, hands down, it's An Se-young for the win in the women's category, because she's had an incredible year this year. She's won the All England, she's won the Asian Games, she's won the World Championships. She's had an incredible year, having reached the finals of 13 tournaments and won 10 of the 13 tournaments, which is about 93% of win rate, as well as having won 31 consecutive matches. It's truly remarkable to see someone do that at this year and at this stage, because we haven't had that in a long time, and to have someone play consistently at that level has been truly amazing. Most definitely, for me, An Se-young has definitely had one of the best performances I have seen in a very long time from a women's singles player, and she set the benchmark pretty high as of now for everyone else to catch up.
And unlike the 2 categories before this, the Pair of the Year award boasts 4 nominees. Naturally, all 4 pairs have had a tremendous 2023, but in your opinion, who deserves the award the most, Ashwini?
I think for me, it would definitely be Satvik and Chirag. Apart from the fact that, of course, they are from India and I might be a bit partial towards them, but apart from that, I would say they have had an incredible year, having won many firsts, starting off with the Badminton Asian Championship gold, followed by the Asian Badminton Championship, followed by the Asian Games gold for the first time, and having reached the finals of 6 tournaments and won 5 of the 6. I would say it's pretty amazing. And of course, reaching their highest world ranking of world number 1 this year and being world number 1 for 3 weeks. It's amazing that they've come such a long way, and to be there representing India at that level against all the other countries is truly amazing for me personally. Although I'm sure they'd have loved to have been there at the World Tour finals, and not having been there now, they get a good chunk of training period, which is also important. I mean, if you're looking at it from a positive aspect, it's nice to have 5 to 6 weeks in between from their last tournament to the next tournament next year, where we're starting off at the Malaysian Open. It's good to get that training block and get preset for the tournaments next year.
That unfortunately brings us to the end of today's show. Thank you so much, Ashwini, for taking the time to join us, and we hope to have you on the show again real soon.
Thank you so much for having me on board. As always, thank you.
For those of you at home, don't forget to tune in next week as we look ahead to the much anticipated season closer, the HSBC World Tour Finals. In the meantime, find out more on the BWF Player of the Year awards on the app Badminton for You. And let us know who your picks are for each category on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Until next week, everybody, take care.